Welcome back. A Rhode Island city on the brink of bankruptcy is calling on police and firefighters to give up at least 10% of their pensions, and in some cases, half their pensions will be slashed. Not too happy about that, of course.
Robert Flanders is the state-appointed receiver in charge of Central Falls, Rhode Island. He joins us this morning from Providence. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
We're good. This is a difficult decision you had to make. Your city is on the verge of bankruptcy, and it was a very tough sacrifice you were asking these employees to make. Tell us about it.
Yes, the city's running a $5 million operating deficit on a $17 million budget. So unfortunately, we've got to come up with a plan for recovery for the city that includes some rather drastic measures, such as slashing pensions and retooling all of our union contracts and agreements, and trying to come up with this savings. So in the case of the retirees, we had a meeting last week with them and asked them to consider these measures, and naturally this was not a happy occasion.
No, not a happy occasion, but you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I read a quote from you, a haircut looks better than a beheading. Explain that.
Correct. What I was trying to convey is that a bankruptcy may even be worse than what we proposed. And so I was hoping to do this by voluntary agreement. As terrible as it was, it might be better than what we can offer in a bankruptcy.
And your plan to cut pay has a couple of bullet points we're going to take folks through, and it starts with the retirement age. It also has to deal with how long you're on the job. If you can take us through it step by step.
Well, generally we wanted to cut the pensions by half, although we wanted to put circuit breakers in there, and by that I mean points below which we wouldn't go, and one of which was $10,000. No pensioner would be slashed below $10,000, and also we had a 50% cutoff, so we wanted to put that in place. There were also measures to provide lower pensions if you retire early, and generally we needed to reform a system where people were retiring way too early with more than the city could afford. This is a very poor city with 19,000 residents. We've been taxing them to the limit, and so we've got to come up with another way to restructure the city so that it can be viable in the future, and this is part of it.
You know what these people are saying? They're saying, we didn't get you into this mess. Why should we bail you out?
Well, the question is how do we solve this problem? It's unfortunate that we're in this dilemma, but everybody's going to have to contribute if the city's going to make it in the future. I'm not arguing this because they're to blame for it. They're not. We told them as much. But everybody is going to have to give up something, or the golden goose is going to start laying eggs.
Robert Flanders, we're going to keep an eye on this story as it develops. Thanks very much for joining us today. We appreciate it.